Do you really think you have a shot at winning the great Halloween chili spook-off this year, Tia?
Yes. No. Well, looks like us whimsy-peeled jape cells will have to find another way to continue being a ween core this year.
What?
Fortunately for us, the Royal Library is brimming with spooky stories, just perfect for a chillyless night like this, isn't that right, Twilight? So tonight we are going to be reading The Raven.
Tia, that story is too scary for children.
Luna, this cartoon is for man-children. They can handle a little spookiness. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, the while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as if someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. Only this and nothing more. Distinctly I remember it was in the bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow, vainly I had sought to borrow from my book surcease of sorrow, sorrow for the lost Lenore. For the rare and radiant maiden whom's the angels name Lenore, nameless here forevermore. And the silken, sad, uncertain rustling of each purple curtain thrilled me, filled me with the fantastic terrors never felt before, so that now, to still the beating of my heart, I stood repeating, "'Tis some visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. Some late visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. This is it and nothing more." Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer. "Sir," said I, "or Madame, truly your forgiveness I implore. But the fact is I was napping, and so gently you came rapping, and so faintly you came tapping at my chamber door, that I scarce was sure I heard you. Here I opened wide the door. Darkness there and nothing more. Deep into that darkness peering, long I stood there wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming. They're dreaming. There's... Luna, what is this?"
Dreaming dreams no mortal dared to dream before.
"I am not mortal." But the silence was unbroken, and the stillness gave no token. The only word there spoken was the whispered word, "Lenore." This I whispered, and an echo murmured back the word, "Lenore." Merely this and nothing more. Back into the chamber turning, all my soul within me burning. Soon again I heard a tapping somewhat louder than before. "Surely," said I, "surely that is something at my window lattice. Let me see then what thereat is, and this mystery explore. Let my heart be still a moment, and this mystery explore. 'Tis the wind and nothing more." Open here I flung the shutter, when, with many a flirt and flutter, in there stepped a stately raven of the saintly days of yore. Not the
fuck is that word?
Not the least obeisance made he, not a minute stopped or stayed he, but with mien of Lord or Lady perched above my chamber door, perched upon a bust of phallus just above my chamber door, perched and sat, and nothing more. Then this ebony bird beguiling my sad fancy into smiling by the grave and stern decorum of the countenance it wore. "Though thy crest be shorn and shaven, thou," I said. Art sure no craven. Ghastly grim and ancient raven, wandering from the nightly shore. Tell me what thy lordly name is on the night's Plutonian shore. Quoth the raven.
Nevermore.
What? Much I marvel this ungainly fowl to hear discourse so plainly, though its answer little meaning, little relevancy bore. For we cannot help agreeing that no living human being ever yet so blessed with seeing bird above his chamber door, bird or beast upon his sculptured bust above his chamber door, with such name as
Nevermore.
But the raven, sitting lonely on the placid bust, spoke only that one word, as if his soul in that one word he did outpour. Nothing farther than he uttered, not a feather than he fluttered, till I scarcely more than muttered. Other friends have flown before. On the morrow he will leave me, as my hopes have flown before. Then the bird said,
Nevermore.
Startled at the stillness broken by reply so aptly spoken. Doubtless, said I, what it utters is only stock and store, caught from some unhappy master who in merciful disaster followed fast and followed faster till his songs once burden bore, till the dirges of his hope that melancholy burden bore, of never, never more. But the raven, still beguiling all my fancy into smiling, straight I wheeled a cushioned seat in front of the bird, and bust and door. Then upon the velvet sinking, I betook myself to linking fancy unto fancy, thinking, what is this ominous bird of yore? What this grim, ungainly, ghastly, gaunt, and ominous bird of yore meant in croaking?
Nevermore.
This I sat engaged in guessing, but no syllable expressing to the fowl whose fiery eyes now burned into my bosom's core.
Dear, you can't say bosom on TV.
You are allowed to be ribald if it is fancy literature. This and more I sat divining, with my head at ease reclining on the cushion's velvet lining of the lamplight gloated o'er, but whose velvet violet lining with the lamplight gloating o'er she shall press, nevermore. Then, methought, the air grew denser, perfumed from an unseen censer, swung by seraphim whose footfalls tinkled on the tufted floor. Wretch, I cried, thy God hath lent thee, by these angels he had sent thee, respite and nepenthe, from the memories of Lenore. Quaff this kind nepenthe, forget this lost Lenore, quoth the raven.
Nevermore.
Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, whether tempest sent or whether tempest tossed thee here ashore, desolate yet all undaunted, on this desert land enchanted, on this home by a horror haunted, tell me truly, I implore, is there balm in Gilead? Tell me, I implore, quoth the raven.
Nevermore.
Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, by that heaven that bends above us, by that God we both adore, tell this soul with sorrow laden, if with distant Aden, it shall clasp a sainted maiden whom the angels name Lenore, clasp a rare and radiant maiden whose the angels name Lenore. Quoth the raven,
Nevermore.
be that word or sign of parting, bird or fiend, I shrieked upstarting, get thee back into the tempest and the night's Plutonian shore. Leave no black plume as a token of that lie that soul had spoken. Leave my loneliness unbroken. Quit the bust above my door. Take thy beak from out my heart, and take thy form from off my door, quoth the raven.
Never more.
And the raven, never fleeting, still is sitting on the pallid bust of Pallas, just above my chamber door, and his eyes have all the seeming of a demon's that is dreaming, and the lamplight o'er him streaming throws his shadow on the floor. And my soul from out that shadow that lies floating on the floor shall be lifted nevermore.
Yeah, that story was too scary. Look at Twilight, she's petrified.
It is classical literature. Besides, Twilight loves horror.
Scariest stories. Try not to get scared. I always wanted to go to the ice cream with my dad, but the scary monster...
Well,
the hell
that
out
about
of me,
wraps
always
everything up.
jumps out
And I've got a
and
couple of
beats the hell out
M80s
of
with
me.
my name on them, so
One
get the
day, I
fuck out of
wanted
my
to
house!
Shoot scary no ice cream monsters.
Fucking peeking.
Get the fuck out of my house!
I might leave that last one.
So get the fuck out of my house! So get the fuck out of my house!